evening and welcome to Leeds Tax News. It's Thursday 14th of April and I'm Naomi Cotham.
And I'm Zoe Wright. Here are today's top stories.
Leeds City Council have proposed a potential new flood defence plan in the city centre.
A council meeting will be held next Wednesday to discuss these plans. We sent our reporter Fatima Banglawala out to hear these public's views.
Last December, Leeds saw the worst flooding in its history when the River Aire burst its banks. This saw most of Leeds city centre underwater. The worst affected area, though, was Kirkstall Road. It got consumed by the rainwater. New plans are underway to improve the flood defences in the city centre. We asked the public on what they thought of the planned proposals.
I've never known Leeds to flood before, but they did this year and it was quite bad. And I know that there were intended to be some new flood defences, but the government stopped them. And Leeds has been short of money from funding from the Conservative government for quite a while, so I do think they need more. This has been the worst year for floods in Leeds as far as I know.
The infrastructure spend in the north is paltry compared to things like 300 billion on Crossrail 2 in London, and general infrastructure spend in London and the southeast. The north is left in poverty really, so it's not surprising that Leeds will get a cheap scheme which may not work in the future.
I think they're a really good thing, and now that they're actually making them better and developing them, it can only serve to make things better for all the businesses and the apartments and things that are on the river and canal side, so it's a good thing.
Next week, the council will be holding a meeting to discuss whether plans on flood defences will go ahead.
6 men will be sentenced at Leeds Crown Courts after being involved in a conspiracy to defraud the elderly. Victims of the countrywide bank fraud were swindled out of thousands of pounds.
Leeds City Council have been tweeted by several members of the public regarding the unsightly work surrounding the new clear channel advertising boards around the city centre.
The people of Leeds are unhappy with the way that the pavement has been filled up with tarmac rather than restored with the original paving, and want to know what the council plans to do about it. We sent Zoe to the scene.
I am here on Bond Street in Leeds City Centre. Behind me is the latest installation of the advertising block by Clear Channel. There were disputes on Twitter yesterday regarding the overall appearance and safety of the advertising block. As you can see, the flooring in front of and around the block have been ripped up and replaced with tarmac. This has caused an unsightly appearance and a definite trip hazard. I have asked the people of Leeds exactly what their opinions on this are.
Well, I think they're actually kind of dangerous for kids, and they look a bit ugly, because it's like brown, black, grey, and then there's a big, I don't know, damaged ground. Yeah. So yeah, I think actually government should take care of this. And because it might be really dangerous, and it shows like how the floor looks like. So yeah.
Well, I think it's disgusting, really, how they're doing it. I mean, they aren't just doing it on here, they're doing it on the main roads as well. All they're doing is putting a lump of tarmac down and running over it, and it comes up in 2 or 3 days.
Tweets included that of Matthew Hattersley stating that the work is an absolute disgrace and questioning who authorised it. And Mr Stuart Long also questioned why taxpayer money didn't cover the job. The council responded by explaining that there is an unavailability of flagstones, that the repairs are temporary and will be replaced in the next few weeks. So this situation is temporary, though the risk of tripping is still high. Zoe Wright, reporting for Leeds Tax News.
Leeds Beckett University's student union has been telling Leeds Tax News about what can be done to combat sexual harassment on and off campus.
Layla Rose spoke to union's welfare officer to find out more about the Zellick report, which was made to give advice to universities on how to tackle sexual harassment.
Many say that the Zellick report is now outdated and doesn't give universities enough support.
I understand where it's coming from, because they say that if students haven't gone to the police with reports of sexual assault, then the universities can't do anything about it. But obviously we know that a lot of people don't go to police for a variety of different reasons, and especially in instances when students are on their course with someone who's allegedly, sexually assaulted them. We think that there needs to be more support in place for them at universities. So these guidelines actually predate the Human Rights Act and the Equalities Act, and they're just not fit for purpose anymore, and it means that students aren't being supported. But at the minute there is honestly nothing in place within the university or the Students' Union to support these students.
I'm Layla Rose reporting for Leeds Hacks News.
Police are appealing for anyone who has seen local Leeds man Melvin Robertson to get in contact. 62-year-old Mr Robertson was reported missing on Wednesday 6th of April, although last known contact was made on the 18th of March.
He is described as being 6 foot tall, white and of a slim build. Anyone who may have any information is asked to contact police on 101, quoting log 1432 of 6th of April.
Leeds City Council held a seminar today discussing the UK living wage.
Activists from different organisations and charities spoke at the seminar about the benefits on the economy of raising the living wage. Aisha Nazmeen reports.
We were able to speak to Tom Cheever of the organisation Leeds Citizens, surrounding the living wage, growth, recognition and leadership development within the local
The living wage is a basic rate of pay that covers the cost of living in this country. At the moment it is £8.25 per hour, and that is higher than the minimum wage which the government... University students can get involved as members through their students' union, through the university, or just as members of communities because of the church they go to, the mosque they attend, the residence groups they're part of. So there are students at Leeds Trinity University and the University of Leeds already who are campaigning with Leeds Citizens, but also Leeds Beckett as well, one of our peace ambassadors last year who did a special journey of remembrance and reconciliation between Leeds and London on the anniversary of the 7/7 bombings, is a student from Leeds Beckett University. Students can benefit from community organising by reaching out to their community so that they know their city better and the other residents of the city better. They have a stronger voice in the community. So
Aisha Nazmeen reporting for Leeds Hacks News.
Plans have been in place since 2010 to rebuild and renovate the historic White Cloth building on Kirkgate Quarter.
Townscape Heritage Initiative are funding the project with £2.6 million and will create over 80 new jobs. Here is Sophie Turner with more on the story.
We're here today at Leeds' first White Cloth Hall on Leeds' oldest street, Kirkgate. Plans have been in place for the past 6 years to rebuild the site and invest in what it used to be.
The Grade 2 listed building was a central part of Leeds' trade industry, which was built back in 1711. The plans to revitalise the building are part of the Townscape Heritage Initiative, which is set to restore a number of historic buildings in the lower Kirkgate area. It is estimated to receive funding of up to £2.6 million and could potentially create around 80 new jobs. We spoke to the people of Leeds to see what their thoughts were on the project.
I think it'd be good because it'll create jobs and there'll be a lot of people that can get benefits from it. I think it's just generally a good thing. Yeah.
I think it's very good. Anything that fetches jobs into the cities must be good.
Good for young people anyway, isn't it? They need
Maybe you'll get a job there yourself.
Dear, I think it's part of Leeds' historical, it's part of Leeds' history, isn't it? We're talking about the renovation of the cloth, which is over there. I'm not really quite sure what the purpose of it was originally. Presumably it was to sell cloths from merchants that came in from far and wide, am I right? So that's what I think. I think it should be renovated. I think it should be done sympathetically, architecturally.
Leeds City Councillor Richard Lewis said, "The opportunity to transform the building is ever growing smaller, meaning that we really need to act soon." Sophie Turner reporting for Leeds Hacks News.
You might need to bring your raincoat out with you tomorrow.
Let's hope not. Here's Charlotte Brooke with the weather.
Thanks. This evening around 5 p.m. the conditions become mostly dry with a high of 11 degrees Celsius. Around midnight the temperature drops to a low of 7 degrees and there is also a chance of frost caused by clear spells. Tomorrow's weather consists of light rain and some showers throughout the day with a temperature high of 8 degrees and light wind until the late evening. That's all for the weather. Thanks for watching. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Charlotte. That's all we have time for tonight on Leeds Hacks News.
Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye.